This is Jin Young Ko on the putting green. She's just hitting a few final putts before heading to the first tee. She will play alongside Lexi Thompson and Hinako Shibuno, and that'll be a group that will be chasing today, all starting 4 back of the lead and needing to get off to a good start.
She does, and this front 9 is tough though. I mean, you do have to pay attention. You've got to eliminate the mistakes on the front 9, try and take advantage of the par 5s, and then hang around long enough for everybody else to get frustrated. You're in contention after shooting a couple under, and then see how.
This trio of major champions includes Jin Young Ko, #1 in the world, more weeks than anyone since the beginning of the Rolex rankings. Morgan, we haven't seen that almost metronomic consistency from Jin Young, but we are seeing glimpses at times this year of her getting back to that form.
Yeah, she's been struggling with a bit of a shoulder injury. Finally 100% healthy and able to practice the way that she wants, and slowly but surely she is gaining on it and finding herself in these pressure-packed situations.
Looks like it. I cannot see the ball.
Yeah,
this is going to be a theme of the day, as thick and as long as this rough is. I have heard that they have not mowed it since last Wednesday and watered it overnight as well. So it's going to be a challenge for the players today, as if it wasn't more difficult enough to find the fairway. If you're off the fairway, it's that much more challenging.
Paige, especially if they watered it, it's going to make it that much more difficult. It almost adds a couple inches to the rough just in it being wet and the power needed to get through it.
Yeah, the challenge here for Jin Young is it's an upslope, and so and she's going to be gripping down on it. So she's got to have a ton of strength to carry it all the way there. Only 123 to front edge though, and again, not a bad play if she can carry front edge.
Such an awkward stance. Look at how far up she's choking on this club, Paige.
Exactly. Hard to get speed when you're using such a small shaft.
Yeah, it's going to come out shorter than expected, so it'd have to take a couple more clubs.
Good contact.
Yeah, good play. At the end of the day, really well done. Didn't try to force too much, took extra clubs, swung easy. When you're on an awkward lie like that, you really have to keep your tempo smooth. About a yard
to 2, and Jin Young Ko
looking to find this fairway. Missed it left yesterday. This hug on the left side. Okay.
Jin Young Ko at the second for birdie.
A friendly read, just right to left.
The same side that Lexi missed it on. She didn't really learn anything there.
Are you surprised at how Jin Young played yesterday? 1 over 73.
Yeah, she just, you know, yesterday was a tough day to play. I mean, there weren't very many good scores yet.
All right, so with Yang struggling for par at 3, this is Jin Young Ko for birdie at 4.
It's been solid so far for Jin Young. Different story from yesterday where she really struggled off the tee and putting herself out of position. This is a great opportunity to try to inch closer.
Trying to stay out of her competitors' lines here. Fancy footwork. Okay, in with a par. Lexi's got a putt for bogey. Shibuno has one for par. It's a 2-time major.
For birdie.
It's a slow putt up the hill. Should move a little from her left to right.
Did she? Yeah, watch out for Jin Young Ko today. This moves to 4 under par, 3 behind. A couple of majors to her credit. And back.
Just a moment ago, the third at the par 5 6th for Jin Young Ko.
Just a wedge, 110 yards. Needs to skip it up to this back tier.
Like that. just missed the green at 5. Ko will have that to get to 5.
It happen that people make shots like that, though, all too often, both from off the green.
Jin Young Ko for birdie at 6.
The roars have echoed all the way up here. This group knows something's happening behind them. Good opportunity for Jin Young to make a roar of her own.
Well, there's time, but that's an opportunity missed. And a gettable hole. We head to the 7th and say hello to Tom Abbott.
And this is Jin Young Ko, and Paige McKenzie is out watching this group.
She was out of position off of the tee, trying to hit a draw to get it into this green, unable to do that, and that is why she is massively short-sighted. In order to get this anywhere near the hole, she's going to have to launch it way up in the air and try to get it to land softly. It's possible. Just incredibly difficult shot out of this thick rough.
If you've been watching the LPGA Tour over the last several years, you'll know the name of Jin Young Ko. 15 times a winner, 2 major championships back in 2019. To her credit, she has been struggling with a bit of an injury over the last 12 months or so, but says she's fully fit now. And yeah, just so difficult, Paige.
That was a side to error as well.
7.
Jin Young Ko's birdie putt. Excuse me, par putt.
Just gonna be fast down the hill.
Yeah, as you said, Paige aired on the side of caution with that shot over the bunker, but very difficult putt.
Came out of the rough yesterday as well.
To 9.
Here's Jin Young Ko on the tee. Trying to work it back towards the flag.
She said earlier this week that some of these greens sound like a golf ball hitting a cart path. This 9th one specifically has had that sound. It was an unforced error there on the 3rd.
At the 10th, Jin Young Ko with her 2nd. Saw how close that water creeps in. Brilliant shot from the former #1 in the world. More weeks at #1 than anyone in the history of women's golf. Oh, terrific second shot to the 10th is for birdie. Hasn't gotten the putts to fall here on the weekend. Went into round 3. Couple of shots. All those the sounds of Sahali rattling in the trees. 11.
3rd shot for Jin Young Ko. Just needs to put the brakes on, which it does. So she's going to have a putt to get it to 3 under. We'll go back over. Jin Young Ko birdie at 11. Yeah, so she's to 3 under. He's going to have to just play flawless golf on the back 9 and hope that Amy Yang, and it is a beautiful 9-hole layout in its own right. Silver at the 13th. Jin Young Ko for birdie. Jin Young struggled with her neck injury, shoulder injury, latter half of last year and into the beginning of this year, but now she says she's pain free, and we're starting to see some better golf from a player, as Grant mentioned, that's spent a long time as the world #1 in her career, and it wouldn't surprise anyone if she had a good summer season. There are 2 major championships still to come for the LPGA Tour, the Amundi Evian Championship in 3 weeks time, and then late August we go to the home of golf, the Old Course at St. Andrews. Going to be a bit more likely there.
Jin Young Ko for birdie at 16. 2 back when the weekend began, Morgan. Not enough of those.
I just couldn't quite get everything together for all 4 days, but showed some signs of golf like what we have.
Playing is the 4th hardest hole on the golf course. We mentioned a little earlier, just 5 birdies today, 14 balls in the water.
talking about her injury earlier, Tom. When I talked to her caddy yesterday, he said this is kind of the first time the last few weeks where she's really been able to practice the way that she wants to. And that's, you know, people don't really think, they think about an injury, whether you can just play, but there's all that goes into it behind the scenes, all the hours and hours spent practicing that you're forced to curtail when you're struggling with an injury. She's set up way left here. Her feet almost aimed at that left bunker.
Yeah, she didn't fancy taking on that flag at all by the looks of things. That's just fine. 4 under par. Yamashita struggling on the 15th, so this could be to get into solo second. Well, they've got a par 5 to come at the 18th. You never know what's going to happen in the next 2 majors. There is an award, the Rolex Arnica Major Award, for the best performance in the majors. You have to win one to be eligible, but all of the results count if you win a major. So she could be in the mix.
Maybe. Jin Young Ko finishing up at the 18th.
There's a little bit of a backstop behind this hole, but Jin Young doesn't need it.
Be a tap-in birdie, and again that could impact Ali.
And
Jin Young Ko for a 72nd hole birdie, and that moves her out of that log jam at 3 under.